everyone, and welcome to our card making video. Today's card is made using our Petal Fresh collection, and I'll talk a little bit more about that, but I'm going to first show you the finished card itself so you get a picture of whether you like it or not. And then if you want to stay tuned for the second portion of the video, I'm actually going to do a tutorial where I show you each and every individual piece. I'll give you all the sizes for it and everything else, so that way you can go ahead and make one for yourself if you'd like to. So this card, as I mentioned, is using our Petal Fresh collection. Now our Petal Fresh collection has both the FQB, the Little Bits, the 2 paper pack, the Solids paper pack, as well as the Alpha. Now I've used something from each one of those products other than the Alpha. So if you're looking to buy this one and make this card, please know that you do need to buy all the 4 pieces. Just don't buy the Alpha if you don't want it. Maybe you want something a little different, so help yourself. But this card was kind of an idea for a wedding card. Obviously with the hydrangeas, as you can see in here, there's a lot of uses for this card, but I was thinking of it so that you get kind of where my take on this is for somebody's wedding card. Obviously with this element on here, which comes in our Little Bits, live life fully. I thought the sentiment worked great, as well as the theme, you know, with the floral theme and the coloration as well. It's not too much on the feminine side, not too much on the masculine side. I thought it would work great. So the front of the card, as you can see, I've used one of our papers. This is our hydrangeas papers. I've actually digitally layered on this border. So this scalloped border comes in the kit as an individual piece. Now, in my digital program, I just layered that on, as well as the buttons on the top and this floral cluster. I've placed another floral cluster on top. I don't know if you can really see it in this video, but it would be nice if these were actually built up a little bit, but I'll be honest, we're moving in like 3 weeks, so I'm actually sitting amongst a whole pile of boxes doing this video for you, so I'm kind of running out of supplies, so take me with a grain of salt here. So this card is magnetized. There is a little magnet over here. I don't know if you can hear it, but there is a little magnet. So when you open it up, here's what we end up with. Now this card, the idea is so many people, and us included, have done mini albums. And the idea is to do a little bit of take some of the great things that a mini album offers with all of their pockets and their belly bands and their waterfall things, kind of take a little bit of an idea from those and use that in a card. Now, inside you can see there is this special memories tag, which just slides into this pocket here. So I'll give you a look at the background and how this was all built. But like a great card, write your sentiment on there. Write how special their day is, write anything that, you know, about these people. Maybe it's a funny sentiment. But then they have that as a keepsake and a tuck-in. On this side, this piece here, now that's one thing I should mention, this whole piece here is actually what we call our Petal Fresh hybrid product. So when you go to our website, you'll actually kind of see it if you click on any of the products in Petal Fresh and you scroll down to the bottom of the page, and it'll tell you about coordinated products. But if you're just looking for this little item, this one here, if you go on our left-hand side of our website, you'll see the categories. So there's all the different categories of products. And you go into cards and hybrids. This is called Petal Fresh Hybrid. And here you have these sweet little pull-out tags, if I can get my big fat fingers in there. So there's treasured, there's cherished, give me myself a little wet finger here, and there's adored. So again, like I said, for a wedding card, and obviously the little tag you are and the little flower, so you can see I kind of built up the flower there. This would work out just perfectly for them. Now, I'll give you a little more detailed description and everything else, but this actually comes as a full template that you build it yourself. So these little sides, the backing, all that kind of stuff. So you kind of get a little fun out of it as well, rather than just adhering something on there. So this is actually 3D, right, with it. So to close the card back up once again, and here is the back of the card, live the life you imagine. And I decided with this to actually not glue the entire top. Sorry for my big hands in the way here. Not glue the entire top of it. So you could slide something in there, whether it be a photo, whether it be another sentiment to them, whatever it was that you wanted to place in there, even a gift card. You know, realistically, you know, obviously you have to give wedding gift, and I don't think it's going to fit a toaster in there. So that may be the good option for you in terms of sliding something in there. So that's the finished card. This is a 5.5 inch by 5.5 inch card. And again, coming back to the front, quick and easy to make, yet turned out so well. I'm proud of it. So, you know, I'm not a rocket scientist in real life, but, you know, I play one on TV, so I thought it turned out really well. It was something that I thought is so unique and so different, and you can personalize it so easily for their wedding. So I hope you enjoyed this portion of the video, seeing the card. If you're interested to make one yourself, or just for the idea of, hey, I'd like to make a card like that, I want to use a different kit, or I want to do something different with it, but you kind of want the sizes, please stay tuned for the second part of our video where I'll go through the tutorial of how I built this and give you all the sizes of everything. Again, thanks for watching. If you're tuning out at this point, please subscribe to our channel, like our video if you did like it, and leave us a comment as well, or email us through the store if you have some questions. Thanks again. Hope you have a great day. Hi, and thanks for joining me for the tutorial part of this card making video. As I mentioned in the first part of the video, you saw our finished card, and I wanted to give you the tutorial of how I built it, the sizes of everything, so that you can go ahead and do one yourself. So, the front of the card, the front of the jacket, this piece here, I don't know if it's coming through in the video or not, but this piece here is actually a solid paper from our solid pack, Petal Fresh solid pack. The reason I like using our solids and the reason that we create them is because we want to exactly color match. If you look at obviously the beige or light cream tone in the flowers, it matches perfectly. Now you may have a whack load of cardstock and you think, that's okay, I'm good with the cardstock. But this also has a bit of a pattern in it. I think it really actually kind of gives a little something extra. It kind of dials it up a little bit rather than using just cardstock. Now one quick thing to say about this, as you can see, the whole paper is printed. Well, when this gets put together, this is going to cover a large portion of it. You, if you know how to do it in your digital programs, could have kind of cut out the center pattern of this, so that way, again, you save on ink. You don't really need to print this whole paper. I wanted to do it just so that way, in case you're not familiar with how to do that, you can kind of see what things look like. Now, first note, the card is 5.5 inches by 5.5 inches as a finished dimension. Second thing is I did, when you get the papers and you download the collection, I did shrink some of these papers just to find the pattern that I wanted. Maybe you like the pattern large, maybe you wanted to shrink it even smaller than what I've done, but that's one of the great things of digital. You can make things whichever way you want. You choose how you want it to look. So, in the front jacket, obviously you can see, hopefully this is all fitting in the frame here, hopefully you can see that, okay, it's joined on the side, and you're thinking, well, how did you do that? There's no form to this thing. Well, all that I did is, when I was cutting it out, is I left about 1/4 of an inch of just regular, like on the paper. And then I simply just scored it over and folded over. And you're gonna see that when we put it together, I'll show you that in a little bit here, but you'll see how that actually makes your hinge. And you don't actually see the hinge, now I don't know if you can see that or not, but you don't actually see the hinge down the side, so it doesn't matter that it's just white paper and it doesn't kind of match, like it's a little lighter. So again, this piece here, which is our back paper, is 3 3/4 inches by 5.5 inches. Okay, so that's the size of this one. And this one, without the border, as I talked about in the original, in the original video, I placed this on digitally. But it kind of, to be honest with you, it would look nicer if I would have just printed it out and cut it and pasted it on there. It would give, I think, a little bit of an enhancement. But this paper is 3.5 inches by 5 1/4 inches. So there's the sizes for those. And obviously, you just take, I don't think this is rocket science, right? Line it up, glue it on, and there's your front cover. Okay? The other side of the front cover also has the solid cream paper, is the one that I used. And I've, again, shrunk it to the same amount of size and everything else. And I also left that 1/4 inch tab so that way I can glue it together. And this one is, upside down, 3 1/4 inches by 5.5 inches. So 3 1/4 by 5.5. And the paper that goes on top of it to finish that front part of the jacket out is, why am I upside down all the time, eh? 3 inches by 5 1/4 inches. Okay? So that, when you put them together, obviously they overlap, and remember that when you're gluing this paper together, remember you have to put your magnet in here. So before you glue these two things down, place your magnet in here. Again, I'll bring you back to here. So my magnet is kind of right in this area. Whatever works for you, but like you have to remember to glue your magnet down. One of those key things that obviously, I'm sure I'm not the only one that's forgotten, right? And the other thing that goes on the front of the card was this Live Life Fully. This element, again, comes in the little bits. And I've resized that one to 2 3/4 inch for its diameter here. So one glues on the front, one glues on the back once we do the back part. And there you go, now you have a nice matching piece so you don't have any unfinished edges. So the inside covers. So the inside cover, again, I've used the same cardstock, but you don't need to put any tabs on it because we only need the one hinge. So this is just the regular cardstock. That is 3 3/4 inches by 5.5 inches. And this paper, again, I've just put that border on there digitally so that it matches when I glue them together. There's no unfinished edges. And that one is 3.5 inches by 5 1/4 inches. Now when you put them together, you'll see, just kind of roughly doing it, you'll see how much of an edge, kind of an equal edge I have all the way around it. Maybe you want a little bit more, so you can play with those sizes a little bit if you want to for this top paper. Maybe you want a little bit more showing of this background paper. Same thing for the inside jacket. Again, you don't need the tabs on it. The backing paper is 3 1/4 inches by 5.5 inches. And the paper that goes on top of it is 3 inches by 5 1/4. So that will be, obviously, this is the inside of your front cover. And we just saw the outside of the front cover. So that we'll finish those two areas off. So what we'll do is we'll do the inside back. Okay, this is the one with the little special memories tag that pulls out in it. So let's go back to how we glue this together. So like I mentioned, this is 5.5 inches by 5.5 inches. Again, this is the inside back. I'll grab this guy here to show you. So this is this piece, right? Glued at the very back. When we glue it up, before you start gluing everything together, you'll see that there's my little tab, right? There's my little folded over piece that I left my 1/4 inch. This just folds in like this, and you glue that together, okay? So that way, you could actually, if you wanted to, you could actually glue the inside jacket in first if you wanted to, whatever's easiest. But this inside back, inside back of it glues onto there. Now, we're obviously gonna see that at the back, but not to worry, because when we glue the very back on, we're gonna cover all that up and you'll never see it. So that's how it glues together, just that one hinge, okay? So again, 5.5 by 5.5. Then we put on our blue quilted paper, and our blue quilted paper is 5 1/4 by 5 1/4. So you end up with, again, right, the little bit of border around it so that it looks nice, okay? The next piece that goes on is we're gonna build this pocket on here. So again, I used a solid paper from the solid pack, and as you'll see, like there's that minty kind of colored green. Well, it matches perfectly with all the other different greens that are in each of the papers, and again, that's why we use this, right? So this piece it's 5 1/4 inches in width. This long side here is 3 inches long, and this one is 1.5 inches. So roughly half, right? If you use a half, it kind of looks right to your eye. So this guy goes on here like so. Glue it wherever you want, and I'll just kind of roughly place it on here so don't make this video too long. And then this one goes on top, again, leaving a little bit of border around it. This piece, again, is 5 1/4 inches long, and the long side is 2 7/8 inches, and the short side is 1 3/8 inches. So again, about half, the short side is about half the distance of the long. So when we put it all together, and we match up some stuff here, you get the idea, right? This is the tag that tucks in here. And so when I glued it up, I only glued down the bottom and the sides. Obviously didn't glue this piece here so that way I could create a pocket in order to slide my card in. So our special memories card is 3 1/4 inches tall, and 4 3/8 inches wide. So that's the dimension on that item. And again, this is an element that comes right fully finished for you. This is exactly what it looks like. I didn't do anything to it. I didn't layer anything else on digitally or anything. It looks exactly like this when you download it. All you have to do is resize it a little bit and off to the races you are. Okay? So the last one is our very back paper and our very back set. Again, the card is 5.5 inches by 5.5 inches, so that is my backing paper of the cream colored backing paper. Then we put on another hydrangeas paper, okay? And that guy is 5 1/4 by 5 1/4. Again, you can determine, I only have an 1/8 of an inch border all the way around. Maybe you want a little bit more. And then the tag goes on. So whatever you want to do with the tag, like I said, as you saw in the original video, I used this where I only glued, again, part of the sides, about halfway down the sides, all the way across the bottom, halfway up this side, so that it would make a little bit of a pocket so you could slide something in there. And this tag is 1 3/4 inches by 4 5/8 inches. So that fit, I thought scale-wise, that fit nicely on there, gives you a nice sentiment on there. And again, this is in the Lil Bits Petal Fresh. Again, all perfect, completely done for you. Completely done. I didn't do a single thing to it. Just printed it and cut it out. That was it. So I hope this has made it a little easier for tutorial-wise in order to understand A, how I built the card, B, what all the dimensions are of it, and so then that way you get to kind of see if you're new to this like I am. I really truly am new to this. It'll give you a better understanding of how it all goes together and how easy it is to actually make one of these. Literally, this card took me, I don't know, once I had everything printed out, even to get everything ready so that I could print it out, probably say took me an hour. And then to cut it out and put it all together probably took me a half an hour maybe. So in an hour and a half, here you go. This is what you end up with. A nice card. All right. Thanks again for watching the video. Please leave us a comment if you have questions or you want to let us know how we did. Please subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of these videos. You'll get notifications that these videos go up when they're new. And as well, if you have questions about any of this stuff, if you have questions on digital and using the digital, don't hesitate to email me through our store. I'm more than happy to help you out. I know for those of you that are more comfortable working in just paper goods, maybe a little daunting. But obviously, I have videos on this YouTube channel. We have tutorials that you can download off of our FAQ page on our website. We've got all kinds of resources, but I maybe didn't answer your question in there. Never hesitate to email me, and no question is a dumb question. We all had to learn this sometime. I've already happened to learn a lot of things, and I still probably got lots more to learn. So I'm here to help and happy to help you. Thanks again for watching. Hope you enjoy a good crafty day. Bye-bye.